Hi, everybody. I am Dr. Elizabeth Edgerly, Executive Director for the Alzheimer's Association here in beautiful Northern California and Northern Nevada. And I am so pleased that you're joining us today for Facebook Live. And I have with me a special guest. We're going to get to know Charlotte better, but Charlotte Maddox, welcome. Thank you for joining me today.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I so appreciate it.
Charlotte, how did you get involved with the Alzheimer's Association?
I became involved with it after my mother passed away from Alzheimer's, and that was the draw that got me into it. So I'm here because of my mom.
Oh, thank you. I pulled my mom's picture because I'm here because of my mom too. So for all the moms, all the dads, all the brothers, all the sisters out there, we're here today to support the Alzheimer's Association. Thank you. We're going to hear more from Charlotte in a little bit when we talk about the walk. But first off, let me start with sharing news. Now, I'm hoping that all of you, including you, Charlotte, have been hearing good news coming out around Alzheimer's developments and new treatments. In July in particular, it was like bink, 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 bink. All these things happened in a good way. And the biggest of which was that a new drug called Leqembi, you might have heard of lecanemab, it's now called Leqembi, received full FDA approval. It had been approved under an accelerated pathway, which was exciting, except the Centers for Medicaid and Medicare Services weren't going to fund that drug. So the reality was, if it's not funded outside of a clinical trial, most of us, Charlotte, would not have access to that drug. It would not be covered. So what's happened in July is Leqembi received full traditional FDA approval. Medicare and Medicaid, Center for Medicaid and Medicare Services said, okay, we're going to fund it. And they're also funding PET imaging and the other things that go along with that drug. So we went from uh-oh to wow, we have the possibility of some disease modifying treatments. Charlotte, have you heard much about these drugs yet? Have you heard about the impact?
No, I have not. So I'm very interested in what you're telling me. Is one.
It's music to the ears of anyone who's lost a loved one, right?
Yeah.
So let me talk a little bit more about the drug, because a lot of you out there may be wondering, like, is this something that my family member could take, or is this something I could take in the future? And we all have the same questions. So what we know is that it's really meant for early Alzheimer's or mild cognitive impairment. So it's meant to be very early. And it is a drug that clears amyloid from the brain. So why is that important? Well, first things first is we have to see, does the person have amyloid in their brain? And if they don't, this drug is not for them and they don't have Alzheimer's. So it's only for Alzheimer's, and it's only if people have amyloid. And amyloid is what leads to plaque. That's what a plaque is made up of, is an amyloid protein. So what we're seeing right now is, first off, we got to get people diagnosed early enough that they can still benefit. And we're watching the field to see who's going to offer it, who's going to pay for it, and where can we get even access. So I know you live in Yuba City, or in the Yuba City area?
City, yes.
So that's a great example of a community where it's probably going to take some time for people in Yuba City to have access. So that's why the work of the Alzheimer's Association is so important. Is it can't just be in university settings, that very few people can get access to. We want to make sure when these developments come out that we can get access and it can be paid for. So that's the work. It's exciting to hear, yay, we had some wins. And then it's like, yikes, we have a lot of work to do. So any questions, Charlotte, for you in terms of that?
Well, just a statement on my part is this what you're telling us and right now is one of the reasons why I love being involved with the Alzheimer's Association, because I try with our team to put out information exactly like you're saying, because we don't always hear it or
Yeah.
and your explanation was just perfect. And
Awesome.
so I really appreciate that. And it very exciting.
It is. And those of you who have been longtime supporters, and I know it tends to be you longtime supporters who watch the Facebook Live. Let's face it. So like you, Charlotte, I want to make sure that you know that you helped to make this day happen. And I'm not saying that lightly. I really mean it. The Alzheimer's Association went and rallied with CMS to advocate for funding for this. We've been working on this every step of the way, and we're going to continue to work on it. And we couldn't do it without supporters and champions like you. So thank you for that. And we are going to keep working on this till everybody gets access in all communities. Let me see if there's another thing. Oh, really cool development also happened. Medicare just announced a test model to improve how dementia care is delivered. Now, it's kind of hard to understand. So what does that mean? But it's this new initiative in the Alzheimer's community that says care consultation, support for families going through this should be offered by health systems, and Medicare should pay for it. What a concept. So imagine those two things going together. How many of you out there, if your loved one got a diagnosis, that's a big if, because half of all people never get a diagnosis. If they got a diagnosis, did they get anything else? Did they have someone in the health system saying, I'm here for you, here's education, here's support? Some of you could say yes, but unfortunately, I would bet that many of you said, we didn't get that. We were kind of going it alone, and hopefully you reached out to the Alzheimer's Association so we could help. But wouldn't it be nice if we get a diagnosis early and we get help? And, we know there are treatment options and there's support, and it's this vision that we have had forever about what it could be to better care for people living with dementia. So it's an exciting time. So, all right, I'm going to shift gears now, Charlotte. I'm going to talk about the Walk to End Alzheimer's, talk about an exciting time. It's walk time. And we're there, right? Saturday, September 9th. I think we've got some slides we're going to share. We've got walks coming up in Modesto. Modesto peeps, I'm going to be there with you. Napa Valley, beautiful Napa Valley walk in Yountville, and Charlotte's Walk, Yuba City. 3 beautiful and impactful walks are happening this Saturday. And then September 23rd, we have Redding and Santa Cruz walks. So it is go time. And we want to do some shout outs for our biggest contributors. So you can see here what's happening when. It is not too late. So if you are Modesto, Napa Valley, Wine Country, Yuba City, right, Charlotte? It's not too late. This is the perfect time to sign up a team, recruit some friends, and say, hey, guess what we're doing Saturday? We're going to go do a walk to change the world and create a world without Alzheimer's. What a great way to start the day. So it's not too late. Let's start with our Modesto shout outs. We have an incredible top participant, Margot Reese. Margot has year after year after year been one of our top participants. She is amazing. Thank you, Margot. We love you and your passion and everything you do for the walk. And we're super excited that our new this year top team is Sutter Health. We have a board member. We have community champions from Sutter. Thank you, Sutter, for everything you're doing. And our top company this year, Dot Foods. Dot Foods, you're the best. And we are so grateful that you're joining with us in the cause to fight Alzheimer's. Next is Napa Valley. Beautiful Napa Valley, and top individual Pina Carino. Our board member Pina is on fire in the Napa Valley, and the team, top team, Nina's Memory Walk, and you can see the beautiful picture from Nina's Memory Walk. And then top company, Bank of America. Thank you, Bank of America. A lot of financial institutions getting involved in the Walk to End Alzheimer's. They see the impact firsthand of what Alzheimer's does. And next up, Yuba City, no surprise, Charlotte Maddox is our number one. Yay! Individual participant. Charlotte, you're incredible. The top team is Just Call Me Helen, and Edward Jones is the leading team. Now tell me about this photo.
That is my mother. That is
Oh.
Helen. And I have to just say the top team is our team. It is called Just Call Me Helen because it was a joke at work. When I would forget something, I would say, just call me Helen. And pretty soon everybody in the office was, and please understand that it was something done out of love. And if you have to have a sense of humor doing that.
You do.
And so it was just appropriate that our team was called Just Call Me Helen.
I love that. And I love the picture of your mom. I can see how you resemble your mom, which is wonderful.
Thank you. That's a compliment.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And thank you for doing this all in memory of your mom. And continuing with the quest. I feel it right there with you. So, well, we're going to come back and talk more with Charlotte about her involvement in the walk. So let's go up to Redding, California. Now, Redding is going to be September 23rd. Beautiful walk in Redding. Top individual, Nancy Pearson, amazing. And top team, Lady Unique. I love that. I love that team name. Thank you again to Edward Jones. You noticed there's been a little theme of Edward Jones there. They are often the top company. They are a national team, and they have been working to really combat Alzheimer's in a big way. Thank you, Edward Jones. We really appreciate you. And again, thank you, Nancy and Team Lady Unique. Next up is Santa Cruz, one of our walks on the beach. It's a beautiful walk and a beautiful community full of wonderful spirit. And our top individual, who is a rock star of a fundraiser, Nancy Rader, and the Cure Be Found team. You can see Nancy and teammate Julie there. These individuals have raised so much money for the cause, truly impactful, and we are so grateful. And then we have a top company team there, XL Construction, which is wonderful to see companies joining in. For the longest time, Charlotte, we of course have support from long-term care and home care and all that, but we're seeing that everybody cares. Nobody wants to get Alzheimer's, and all sorts of companies are getting involved, and it's just wonderful to see different types of groups involved. So with that, and let me say, Nancy Rader has raised over $22,000. That's pretty amazing, Nancy. In some parts of the country, that's an entire walk right there. So thank you. And now, Charlotte, I'd love to talk more with you about how you go about fundraising for the walk. Like, how did you first hear about the walk in Yuba City?
I think it was 11 years ago. So my best recollection is from Cherie Stevens, who was the originator of it, was posting items on Facebook. So that, of course, it piqued my interest, and I talked to her, and that the rest is history.
I love it. I knew you were going to say Cherie Stevens. I'm like, I know who the Spitfire in Yuba City was and is. And it's amazing to think about how a really passionate individual can move mountains and motivate so many people. And to have you here 11 years later is just wonderful. And thank you for continuing to be involved. It makes a huge difference.
It's a passion of mine. I don't get involved with many things like this. This is my passion.
Oh, wonderful. Me too. I'm right there with you. So for those watching, this might be their first or second walk, or maybe they haven't even signed up for it. They've never done a walk. Oh my gosh, what a concept, right? What advice would you give to someone who's just getting started, or, around the fundraising piece?
Start out small. Don't expect too much. Our first walk, I think we raised $300, and every year it's just grown. I don't overdo it. Mm-hmm. My team is we don't raise money out, it's our team. We don't go out and do car washes or anything. The only thing that I do besides emailing my team is I put a fundraiser on Facebook, which is quite lucrative because you get people who don't know.
You get people you don't even know care about it. That's blown me away, where I'll put up a Facebook fundraiser, and thank you to my friends who have supported me on Facebook. If you're watching this, people will come out and give a big gift, and then I learn they lost their dad to Alzheimer's, and I never knew. I never even knew.
Yes, and I found that just to be very good. And it's just another way to spread the word of what's going on and the services that are available. People have no idea there's a 24/7 hotline.
Right.
And thanks to the Alzheimer's Walk, we have a once a month support group here by the Alzheimer's Association, which we did not have.
Oh, and wonderful.
My sister and I went to one which was not Alzheimer's supported, but it was so helpful for us. And so, but for the teens, I just think start out small, start with your family, and then just grow it every year. And as it's more out in the open, you just add to your list. And mine has grown, and very, very faithful, and more informed, I hope, because when I do send emails out, I don't just say I need your money. I give them something from the Alzheimer's Association, like what you were talking about earlier.
Wonderful.
We all need that education.
Absolutely. And I love how you were talking about it. It's, the fundraising part is obviously it's a fundraiser, it's a big event that way, and it makes all these things possible. And it's an awareness building event, because like we were talking about before, these new drugs that are emerging, they're for early. They're for mild cognitive impairment, early Alzheimer's. So what does that mean? That means we need everybody to be aware that when if I start experiencing changes, I need to do something. I mean, you can't afford to wait years because you won't even have the option.
Yeah, you have to be proactive.
You do. So Charlotte, what keeps you motivated to fundraise? You said it's 11 years.
This will be our 11th walk.
11th walk. Okay. So what keeps you motivated?
My belief in the Alzheimer's Association. What you told me today it just makes me so happy that is happening, and from your support, which comes from us, from our walks and everything. I just believe in it. I mean, I do.
Wonderful. We're in it to the finish line, right? Yeah. Well, thank you for that. I love to, like I said, when I am fundraising, and I've been calling, some of you may have even gotten calls from me recently, because I've been calling some of our team captains. I love hearing each person's why. For you, it's, your mom. For me, it's my mom, and it's my son and my husband, it's the people I love, and future generations. So thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your energy and your enthusiasm. It's an inspiration to all of us.
Well, thank you for having me. I've enjoyed it, Elizabeth. Thank you.
Good. Well, let's see. Now we've got a few more things before we end today, so don't leave me, Charlotte. So I'm looking for my phone, because one of the tools for the walk is the Walk to End Alzheimer's app, and I do use this. There's different tools in there that are meant to make it easy for all of us to either do a Facebook fundraiser or to collect donations. Do you know if you get a check, you can even deposit it using the app? It's kind of amazing. Just like if any of you do online banking, you could take a photo and deposit it. Well, the app can even do that for you, which is so nice. If someone gives you a check, you don't have to necessarily hand deliver it to us. You can, but you don't have to. So check that out. And one other last tip I want to share with you is, if you customize your page, like we have it where there's a page for you. So Charlotte, for your Just Call Me Helen team, you know, you have your page with photos. I have my page, both my personal page and my team page. Personalizing that makes a huge difference. And then when you post it to social media, people can really see, why are you doing this? So take advantage of the app. I think it's a great way to do it. Have you used it yet? Are you a smartphone kind of person?
Yeah. Oh, yes, I have used it. And interesting, I did not know I could be depositing the checks.
I saw your face there. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think now, you know, I'm going to have a text saying, why did you say that? But I'm pretty sure I have done it and it worked. And I loved not having to go anywhere. I just do the picture. Of course, if anybody has any difficulties, we are here to help you. So if you start getting frustrated because you can't get the photo uploaded or whatever, call the Alzheimer's Association. And we have staff and volunteers here who are there to make it easy. We want you to do your good work and we want to support you in that. All right. So as I mentioned, we've got upcoming walks, Reading, Santa Cruz, not too late to sign up for those or any of the ones next weekend. And then after at the end of the month, September 30th, is the fabulous Sacramento walk at River Walk Park. Thank you all for joining us. Charlotte, it has been a true pleasure. I would love to see you at the Yuba City Walk. I will be in Modesto, but I'm with you in spirit. Thanking you for doing this in memory of your mom, memory of my mom, for all the moms, dads, family members. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you at a walk soon. Take care, everybody. Thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you, Elizabeth.